Hello, everyone. Trying to put this microphone connection to the computer. I can't find the hole. Okay. Well, it's appropriate to the program. So, okay. How are you guys? Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Moving on. So, what's going on here? We have. That's the first. So Aman is here. Aman is here. Excuse me. So Aman says, "Oh my God, Marin, you can okay. We read that all that. Okay, yeah, okay. We'll arrange something, Aman, for you. But realize, please, guys, that the reason I put these live streams because it's free, everybody can use it. But otherwise, for appointments, unfortunately, there's a business aspect to everything, and we all have to watch for the economics and time and so on that we have during the day. But I'm going to do something, Aman. You've been so I'll figure it out when I have a little slot opening somewhere, and then it would fit your time as well because there's a time difference. So we'll talk about it a little later on. Um, Send me your Skype ID, and then I'll text you on Skype when I see I can make that arrangement. And Ali loves Japan. Oh my goodness, you haven't been here for a while, have you? Says, hi Maran, my boyfriend 23 broke up with me 25, and now I'm scared that I'll never find another partner. Well, that's a normal feeling people feel after a breakup, because it is something known to them that it was some kind of a relationship. So it was known. But about any other possible relationship, it's all unknown. So when it's unknown, seems permanent. Like, how could something that is unknown ever become known to me? Because it is not known now. So I think the now represents the future. And that's why the fear happens, because we don't understand things can always change to better and to worse too. But change things do have a possibility of changing. And since we're not focusing on that, we think what it is now, it will always be. So therefore, we figure out, if I'm broken out of a relationship right now and I don't have a relationship now, so the now, which I don't have a relationship, represents how it's always going to be. But we don't realize that before we had the last relationship that broke, we didn't have a relationship. So how come that didn't end up to be no relationship, and we found this one that we just broke up with? So in other words, things change. You don't have a relationship, but you will have a relationship, but you just don't know about it. And because you don't know about it, doesn't mean that it will never happen. You just don't know about it, but it will happen, just like the last one happened. If you're not confused by now, I will try better in a moment. So, and so then she says, I feel like as a woman, my value gradually decreases as I age. That's not true. There are many, many desirable women at age 40 that they're just on top of the world. They take good care of themselves. They're fit. They shape well. They educate themselves. They have a career. They're independent, and they're gold. Which man wouldn't want to have a 40-year-old beautiful fit woman who's successful in her career and is independent and is not a weight on your conscience financially or emotionally, and she's able to take care of herself? That's a real partner that brings in a balanced investment, brings in an equal investment in time, energy, and finances and independence, so it can be a real good partner. But thinking that you're devaluating as you age is nonsense. Yeah, when you get my age, maybe then you start thinking about it a little bit. But before that, you've got a long way to go. And you never devalue it. Even when you get older, you just got so much experience and so much things to offer that if somebody really gets to know you, will understand the tremendous amount of treasure that you have, and the way you look at life, and the way you are supportive, the way everything else about you. But that is just about finding someone who appreciates qualities rather than the superficial stuff that, okay, she's young and this and that, and that's the end of what you expect from a woman, and that's all you're going to get, someone who's young, but everything else empty. And that's not going to work, because we know relationships happen on the consciousness level and on qualities that you are able to bring to the table, not just because the way you look. Many couples look beautiful, but they all get divorced or break up because they don't have anything more to offer. And relationships don't need just a physical appearance, it needs a lot more than that. So the physical appearance and offerings are just a good invitation to start a relationship. But then later on, you got to develop it to something more meaningful through the qualities that you have to offer to the relationship, each one of you. So we have now, what happened? We have a whopping 2 people here? Honestly, are we wasting our time? So many of you write every day send comments and questions and so on. And so here it is, the live stream. How come you're not lining up? 3 people, honestly. And Gunner says, hi, Meran. Male 25, Germany. Guten Tag. Wie geht's heute? This is my ex-girlfriend from 4 years ago has asked me to meet up. 4 years ago. That means you were 21-year-old at the time when you guys were together. And keeps contacting me from time to time. We chat in a harmless way. I have no feelings for her, but we keep talking about old memories together. And and she has asked me to hang out. I have been playing with the idea of what it would be like to meet her again out of pure curiosity. Even though I'm not interested in her romantically anymore, but just as friends. Is this a good idea? I don't have a lot of relationship experience. Well, you're a guy, you like girls, and at the moment you don't have them lining up, do you? And if you don't have them lining up, it's not a bad idea to have a girl around and to hang out with, and especially if it was your ex-girlfriend, so you'll remember some good memories, have some tea or pizza or some activities, and maybe a movie, or I don't know, even maybe sit down in a couch and at home and watch a movie and cuddle together. It gives you that oxytocin that we all need, makes you feel good, and then encourages you with other possible encounters that you may have with other girls out there, because you feel you're fulfilled in a way, like you're not, you're not desperate, because there is some interaction with the female, and that kind of is reassuring as far as nourishing your, your needs in a way of interaction with the opposite sex. And so it brings calmness to you when you meet other possibilities. While this is clear between both of you that you're just hanging around and enjoying yourselves without any promises or commitments, or in intention to use each other without clarity. So if it happens that your hangout ended up with, I don't know, some intimacy, why not? What's wrong with that? As long as both know you're not leading each other, you're just enjoying having a safe sex, supposedly. Like that's the end of it. Like that's the maximum of this scenario that you're telling me, right? So there's nothing wrong with it. But don't go in there with any kind of expectations or leading each other. Just hang out. And if you guys got too close, then you can, I don't know, kiss if you like to, and see whatever else comes up. If you want to have intimacy, go ahead. And after that, when you're having tea and enjoying yourselves, you can say, it was nice, but just want to make sure that we understand we're just enjoying ourselves. It's not like we're, boyfriend, girlfriend or something. We don't want to lead each other to anything. Well, we're just kind of keeping each other, confident until maybe other opportunities arrives. So that conversation makes it clear, so nobody gets misled. If that goes there. If it doesn't, just hang out and enjoy. You don't have to be boyfriend, girlfriend to have an enjoyment with a female friend. You can just treat it as it goes, and if something comes up and you're both free and willing, why not? If it doesn't, well, you're just still friends and hang out. You can't decide how it's going to be if you don't ever meet her. And you're curious to meet her. Maybe when you meet her, you say, oh, I'm not interested anymore. Maybe aesthetically or philosophically or uh, consciously or compatibility wise, you're not hitting it off. So at least that is taken care of. So go ahead, meet her if you want. And holy shit is here. And it says, I'm Iran, male 32, Germany. Again, we guess. I guess heute Abend. It's dinner time there, isn't it? It's nighttime. It says my ex broke off with me after 10 years. Ooh. So you guys chose each other when you were 22. Too young to be together for 10 years at 22. You guys just got used to each other. Otherwise, at 22, you hardly know what kind of a person you are. You haven't accomplished yourself in any way, shape, or form. How could you know what kind of girl you want? How could she know that you're the man? But you guys grew up kind of together, got used to each other, and felt obligated until then. She had the guts to feel that, okay, she's changed now, or she now knows who she is, and perhaps she wants to explore and see what else is out there. And that's why she left. So, but you are thinking that to be a good person means I got to take care of this woman. No, you don't have any such duty or calling. It's a two-way street. She doesn't want to, she doesn't want to. You respect that, but you respect yourself as well and give yourself chance to meet other women and enjoy your life. Life is not summed up in one relationship or one woman, or just there's so many other things out there that you can explore and find another woman. Anyhow, let me continue. It says, it's been 7 weeks of no contact. And I'm in hard depression phase right now. Why? What convinces you that this was the girl? How do you know? You chose. It's like going to buy a bicycle. I don't mean to be facetious or demeaning to anyone. It's just an example to deliver a point. It's like you're going to buy a bicycle. You buy the bicycle based on the age you are, the height you have, the strength and the training or the ability of biking endurance and how novice you are or how expert you are. That's how you gauge and how much money you have and what's available among what's available in the store. So you choose, these are the criteria. But when you come in to buy a bicycle, maybe a few years later, you're taller, you're bigger, maybe more trained, fitter, have more money, technology is different, and you expect different performance or different use of the bicycle is not just for fun running around, you want it for certain reason. Then you will choose a different one. Before you get to the point that you can compare and see what it is within the capabilities and choices, what it is that you want to do with the bicycle, you can't really be sure that your first bicycle was the bicycle that you should always be riding that because that's the only way. No, you're just used to it. But at that time, when you went to the store, you didn't even know what bicycle types and shapes and uses are for. And you didn't know your capabilities. That doesn't mean that the bicycle that you choose at that time would be the right bicycle for you for the next few years as well. Same thing with the relationship in a way. Hardly you knew yourself, your own capabilities and what you expect because you hadn't developed properly yet at age 22. You chose a girl. You got used to her and they constantly want to show your loyalty and compassion and love for that bicycle. It's not logical. You've changed, she's changed. Have have balls, grow a pair, and say, okay, that was a great experience. I learned a lot, and I'm used to her. And I have this, we men have this possessive feeling that we don't want our woman to be with anybody else, and that's fine. I understand that. But when you guys broke up, you got to also understand that she's a person of her own, and you now have other opportunities because just because you have grown to like her and become used to her, that doesn't mean she's the right girl for you. It might be of your comfort zone, but maybe it's not, the same with her. And you also reassess your ability to choose and the criteria that you want your relationship to go forward. And you will see that this girl, especially because she's not with you anymore, is not the right girl anymore. Maybe she was at some time where the same page, you guys were on the same page at the place in life where you were, but no longer she can fulfill that need that you have. You have different needs, and she has different needs, expectations, or at least wants to see what else is out there. Is that life? That's it. This man was it, and then that's it. And for you, this girl was it. Is that it? That's the end of life for you? That's continuously. Obviously, some people want to say no. I wasn't in the right place. I didn't choose right. I chose for when it was choosing time, how I was when I was choosing her. That was right for me. But now I'm a different person, and I want to see what else and what are my other capabilities and talents and criteria. Can I find someone who meets that? Well, that's a different story then. And that's what she's doing probably. And that's fine. So why is it that you think you should be depressed? Who says that you should be depressed because there's a breakup? So what? Were you not happy before you met her? I mean, even though you were 22, but let's say now you meet someone and 2 years later you break up. Were you not happy before you met this someone? You were. So you can be happy again without that someone because you were happy without that person before you met them. But you met them, and now that they left you, do you think you cannot be happy again? Why? You were happy when you didn't have them a few years ago. You can be happy with now you're not having them again. So they'll all work out. So not having someone and being happy, then having someone, and when it breaks up, thinking, oh, I can't be happy because I don't have that someone. Well, you were happy when you didn't have her. So you can still be happy again if it happens that you don't have her. What is it that makes you think that no, now that I don't have her, I cannot be happy? Before, when I didn't have her, when I hadn't met her, I could be happy. But now that I've met her and I don't have her, I can't be happy. Why? What's changed? You're still the same person, even better and more capable than before. So I'm thinking you're just reacting to an expectation that you've been conditioned to think that if I'm breaking up with someone, I have to be depressed. Why? Why do you have to be depressed? What is that you're losing? You're losing someone who doesn't want to be with you. So that's not a loss because you want to be with someone who wants to be with you. So if someone who doesn't want to be with you and is not with you, that's a blessing. Why would you want to be with someone who doesn't want to be with you? So your criteria should be because she doesn't want to be with me, I don't want her because I want someone who wants to be with me. It says here the depression phase right now. I have counseling, but just can't see the light at the end. Well, you might want to make an appointment with me on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com, mindthatseekstruth.com. Make an appointment for a Skype consultation and we'll chat and explore it. And I'll show you that life is just beginning. At 32, my goodness. At 32, you should be free and just, experience the waters. Don't get married till at least you're 36, 37, and then you'll decide. Zeliko Bleach says, did he finally go to Hawaii? I wish I could. No, I'm still here. And Mango Media says 33 male USA. Says, I sometimes just want revenge. I want to scratch my ex's car. Mango, are you a woman Oh, 33. Oh, say 33 male. I didn't see the M. Sorry about that. You're male and you want to scratch your girlfriend's car? What are you, nuts? What does that give you? What does that get you? Weakness. You're showing weakness. I can't handle what you're doing to me, and therefore I'm going to scratch your car. That's not a revenge. Revenge for what? Why do you have to take revenge? Someone doesn't want to be with you or cheated on you, went with somebody else. That's a reflection on her. Why would it have to be? Why what someone else does should be representation of who you are? Whatever she's done, broke up with you, cheated on you, or whatever it is that she's done, it's a reflection on her because she's done it. Why is it that you need revenge? Nothing has happened to you. You're still the same great person as you've always been, no? What can change you? How you feel about other people's behavior towards you can't hold them responsible. They don't know better. Why should you feel you're devaluated by other people's reaction with you? It shows how low class and, you know, weird they are, imbalanced they are. Why should it make you want revenge? Revenge for what? Someone is not compatible with you or is an idiot or behaves improperly? Good ridden. Let him go. I feel so betrayed and just want to get even. Get even with what? What do you think has taken away from you? If someone cheats on you, what do you think has been taken away from you? It's a blessing in disguise. She's taken herself out of your life because she's not worthy. Why would you want to be with someone who's got a mentality of cheating? So when she cheats, it becomes apparent and known by all that she's not suitable for you, which is a day to celebrate that you found out something before it's too late, that this person is not qualified to be with you. So great. Yeah, sad that you can't have that intimacy that you were kind of used to or enjoyed. But fuck it. Why would you want to be intimate with someone who's an asshole and cheats on you? Disqualify her. You think that's the last woman on earth? Amazing women out there in millions, one better than the other. And they all hope to have a nice guy like you, if you are, a decent man, to be with them, protect them, take care of them, help providing for the family or the relationship, and have a cordial and positive relationship. You know, what do you think that that is the only woman that's got gold between her legs? What's that? Obviously, she doesn't have enough respect for her relationship. And why would you want to be with someone who can't have enough respect for a relationship? She goes and cheats on you, fuck her, let her go. Simple. But you are afraid of letting, you want to take revenge? Let your feelings out within yourself, not in relation to her, but in the fact of not trying to protect the feeling you had about her before she cheated. She doesn't deserve to have the feelings of affinity that you had towards her now, so don't give it to her. In other words, say, she's not good. She's not good for me. Not to keep being loyal to how you used to think about her. Oh, she's the best. She's a goddess. She's my queen. Devaluate her now that she has proven she is not a queen echelon quality. That's how you take revenge, by changing your mind about her, not keep seeing what she does and she doesn't deserve the qualities they give her, but keep thinking, oh, I miss her. Why do you miss her? See her for who she is, the way she is now, her actuality, not how it used to be. The reason you're suffering and you're kind of feeling depressed is because you can't face the actuality of her. You have created an image of her in your mind because of the relationship that you had with her before she cheated on you, before she left you, before she did whatever the hell that she has done. And you don't want to separate that image you had made of her in your mind with the actuality of her today. So you can't really deal with it because you constantly look at her. She looks the same. and you bring the old values on her, and then you have a confrontation with yourself that, but she's good. No, she used to be. She doesn't have those characteristics anymore. She's not compatible with you now. So see her for the actuality that she is now, and then you see, well, that doesn't comply with the qualities that I expect. Therefore, I dequalify her and devaluate her. I don't want her. But as long as you keep looking at her, but having the quality of the past onto her, projected onto her, you can't see her actuality. So you have a hard time separating yourself from her. You still want her. Why? Because you can't see her reality. I'm trying to say, bring yourself to the present moment. Do not project the old values onto this particular time and space. Look at her actuality as she's treating you, as she's behaving, as she is now, and then you can see her for who she is, not for who she used to be, and you will not bestow upon her the quality of the past which seemed to be meeting your standards at one time. So open your eyes and see the shit for what it is, and don't keep thinking, well, it used to be gold. But used to be doesn't mean it is still. So assess, reassess. When you reassess, it no longer qualified. Again, the bicycle. You got a bicycle. It was a great bicycle for your age, for your height, for your money, for your expertise, and you had a great run with it. But now you're taller, you're stronger, and the bicycle is not performing as you could get it perform, or it's not having the same reactions or qualities or uses for you. So you can't constantly look at it and says, well, that's a great bicycle. I can still go to races. No, with the races that you can enter now at this age and this fitness ability, that bicycle is not going to work because it's showing. So you can't keep looking at the bicycle and thinking it used to be good, so it can be good for this other use as well. No, you got to change the bicycle because it's now shown it's not going to work. It doesn't have the capability, doesn't have the gears, can't go up, can't go down, can't go the speed, and it's not aerodynamically the way that it should be for a different use at different times. So look at it for what you want to do with it today, and look at it for what it is, and you will see that having it performed well in the past doesn't mean it's going to perform well for the next use or next tournament that you want. You got to find a different one that meets what that particular event needs. So, bye-bye to her. How to stop this endless cycle? There's no endless cycle. You're responsible to keep yourself in there because you don't want to see her for who she is. When you actually see her for who she is, you'll disqualify. Say, that's not kind of woman I want. That's not the kind of woman I want. I'm not pleased with those kind of behavior. So disqualify her. You're not disqualifying her, so you wonder why is I still want her. Disqualify her, then you'll see it's not meeting your expectations, and you'll move on. You're the boss as far as it's concerned, what it is good for you or not. And S8N, SB8N, my goodness, that's a, that's a formula. It says, hi people, hello. Remember, we have a protocol here. We need to know age, gender, where you're tuning in from. I'd appreciate that. We have our demographics. And Dosti says, male 21, Netherlands. I have OCD, he says. I want to be a football analyst, but because I'm too afraid that I can't follow the match well enough, every football match feels like an exam. It makes me so stressed. I don't quite understand what you mean, Dosti. I need more explanation. It says, because I can't focus and miss something, it makes me even more distressed. You mean when you're watching a game to analyze it, you are distracted with OCD things about different things. So I got to look at that thing 5 times and you're missing the game, or I got to touch this 3 times and then you're missing the game while you're doing this. Is that what you're saying? That's why you can't analyze it. It becomes a little stressful. Is that what you mean? OCD interferes with your attention for what you want to be attending to. I don't understand exactly. Help me to understand. It says, I even doubt everything I see. Is that because of my OC? So in other words, you see a game, a play, And you say, did he do that? Or maybe he didn't. Maybe he, is that what you're doing? So take a break from OCD while you're watching a game. Just say, okay, fuck OCD thing. This, I'm just taking a vacation and I'll get back to it when the game is over. So just follow the game and follow what you see. Trust what you see. Trust what you understand and go based on that. Don't worry to keep doubting. Is it right? Is it not? Did I see that? Didn't I? Just deal with what one round, what you saw, one phase of opinion about what you saw, rather than doubting. Because OCD is called doubting disease. You doubt everything. Was it right? Did I see it? Did I? No. All right. Holy shit says she cheated on me and left with another guy. So that's on her. Why would you worry about it? I mean, bless you. That means you just lucked out, found out some girl who wasn't worthy, and you were pouring your heart out for her. What? That's what she is. Let her go. There's no shortage of great women. And where are you, holy shit? Forgot. Germany. You're in Germany and you're thinking about there's only one girl. There are so many beautiful German girls. My goodness, you're in the land of amazing girls. German girls are amazing. So there's no shortage of wonderful girls there. Stop that. She cheated on me and left with another guy and come back and said she still loves me. So really, and did the same a week later. And I'm still love. It's insane. It's not love. You can't be in love with a woman who cheats on you. You're in lust and feeling that you gotta be considered the best in her eyes because we men think what women thinks of us is very important. That makes us be real men or not as much of a man as we could be because she didn't choose me, she chose somebody else. So that somebody else must be a better man than I am. You gauge yourself, your manhood, by her taste or what she chooses, which is totally wrong. What's it got to do with her? Your manhood, your masculinity has nothing to do with her. She is stupid if she doesn't choose you. That's how I think. And if she chooses you, then you consider her the right girl. If she doesn't, then she's not the right girl. Why would it have anything to do with your masculinity and how wonderful, amazing, and worthwhile and valuable you are? Her choice is her choice, not yours. And her choice could be completely different than another woman's choice who would die for you and would love you to bits. So, which one are you going to take? The one who didn't choose me must choose me before I feel great. No, you focus on the one who chooses you because that is the one that should give you more of your attention than the one who doesn't choose you. Why? Why do you have to be chosen by the one who doesn't want to choose you instead of thinking, well, she doesn't have enough wisdom and taste and class to choose a man like me. So she got to go and find her. Why do you think that what she chooses is better than you instead of thinking what she chooses is what she deserves and she doesn't deserve someone of better quality, which is me? That's how you should be thinking. Most of you guys thinking, the woman's choice about you determines and defines you. No, it doesn't. It defines her. That's her choice. Okay, great. But that doesn't devalue me. There's so many women who do or don't want me, but that doesn't mean that I am or I'm not what I think I am and I want to be. It's their choices, their opinions. But their opinions and choices don't define me. My actions and my choices and vetoes define me. Your choices and your vetoes define you, not what other people think of you or choose. All right. And Next time she comes to you, she says she loves you, wants to be with you, then okay, be intimate with her and tell her, okay, now you go. I have other things to do because I love you, but I've got another date. Let her feel how it feels. You're hanging around to get a, you know, permanent contract with someone to feel good about yourself. No. She says she loves you. Okay, let's enjoy our day. And then after that, say, okay, now you go whatever you do. I got to do other things. She will feel like if she wants you, she has to pay attention, invest time, not just go somewhere else and come back and say, I love you, and then go somewhere else and come, I love you. It's bullshit. Instead, you're being played with rather than you actually make a move. All right, make a play. Auto Serpian says, hey, Miran, how are you? Thank you. And please let me know age, gender, where you're tuning in from. And Anto Serpian, I think you've been here before, no? Dosti says, I'm now on a stage. I too stressed to watch a football game. That's not why football is made for. I don't understand, Dosti, what that means. Zeliko Bilic says, haha, a long haha. So she cheated and okay. Okay. Yeah, you're talking to holy shit, I think. Um Ali loves Japan says, thank you so much for the answer. All the best. Same to you, dear. Thank you for being here. Holy shit says I had a date yesterday and I'm still thinking of her. Well, don't. It's on you when you think of her. There's so many other girls. Think of them. Think of someone who you feel deserves for you to be thinking. You're thinking of her because you're horny and because she's gone with somebody else, you're jealous. Don't be jealous because she's not the end of the world and she's not the best woman on earth. She's just one of the few that you know. That's why it feels so important to you. Increase your roster, no more girls, then you won't be so sensitive on this one. Yeah, increase the customer base. So if you try to sell something to them and they refuse, you won't be, oh my goodness, all my customer list is gone because I had only two on them. And one of them said no, so 50% loss. No, if you increase it to 100 customers or 10 customers, one of them says no, it's only 10%. So you won't panic. You got another nine. So increase your friendship and find possibilities, and then until you're sure they behave well and they're up to your standards, don't commit into a relationship. And once you're sure one of them is showing enough interest and commitment level, and you like her and meets your standards, then you will be in a relationship. Until then, just have friends. Holy shit, says, I can see her house from my window. Yeah, you can see her house, but it's not gold in there. It's another piece of shit in there. Why is it that you think that just because, oh, I see her house, it's a shrine, the house of my love? It's not love, it's your desire. Your dick is up for some girl that you used to know. That's all. There is no holiness in her. There is no magic in her. It's that you're horny for her. So simply understand this is a normal biological reaction towards an ex-girlfriend, especially the one who's cheated you and made you feel the image you have made out of yourself in your own mind to be tarnished in your mind, and you want to create and protect and repair that image by getting her back. But in fact, she's not qualified because of her behavior. But you still want her. Why? Because it's not her. You want to fix your own image that you had about yourself in your own mind. And now that she has gone with somebody else, you think that image that you used to see yourself as, this girl likes me, I'm the one who, some girl likes me, and now you feel like that image is tarnished, so you want to fix that image. That's why you want her back. Otherwise, she's nothing to write home about, huh? No trophy. Who wants someone who cheats on you? But you still want her. There's a reason. The reason is not her. Reason is that you want to fix the image you have made out of yourself in your own mind. That image is what bothering you. Then you want to fix it. You don't need to let the image go somewhere else, and you can have other images. Images come and go in a second, but that's not your reality. And I can't move because there's aren't free apartments. Okay, doesn't matter. You don't have to move. Just get other girlfriends. You have made an image of her in your mind about her, which is not true. Make that image based on her actuality, then you'll see it's not palatable. Just get rid of it. Ross Holmes says, male 28, Texas. Afraid of being alone. Afraid I'm too old to find a good girl. You're 28 years old, damn it. 28. 28. Too old? It's only about a year or two that you kind of have an idea who you are. You're very young. You're comparing yourself with what? When you were 2? Yeah, you're old compared to when you were 2. But compared to your adulthood, you're just becoming someone who have an idea what's happening in the world and about what I want. So chill. Too old to meet a girl to be with at 20. Jesus. Feel like I never have true love that I once had. No, no, no. When you had that true love, you were much younger. You didn't have any expectations. So anything could have been your true love. If it wasn't her, somebody else could have. Because there's nothing up here, no expectations. Anything can fit because there's no criteria, you know? So chill out. Just understand that there's nothing has been lost. You're very young. It's just the beginning of you trying to look a quality girl. Until now, it was all warm-up games to learn the game. Now you know somewhat. Now you have to have expectations, qualifications, qualify the girls. Don't just qualify them by their looks. That doesn't mean they're qualified because they're good looking or they turn you on. You got to have other criterias to be met, such as what's in their consciousness, what's the conditioning of their consciousness, if you guys are compatible, if you guys have things in common in physical activities, in mental beliefs and philosophical points of views and plans and policies about life. And these are things that takes time. Love doesn't happen by the eyesight. It takes time to bond on consciousness level, and then love begins to form. So, Alena Volkhova, that seems like a Russian name, am I right? Alena? Says, male 22, girlfriend broke up with me a month ago. She now goes clubbing. This is not your name, is it, Olena? Or is it? Maybe my Russian knowledge of names is not complete. So, all right. Says she now goes clubbing all the time. Her argument for breaking up was she didn't want a relationship and the commitment it takes. She was also very sad when we broke up, which makes it even more weird for me. You're 22 years old, and she's probably 22, 21, 20, or whatever age she is, or 23, I don't know. You're both young, too early to be committed to anything. A relationship, not at all. At this point, take it for what it was. It was an experience, it was a pleasant experience. It had to end because at age 22, you hardly know who you are, let alone to be able to pick the right girl for you. So at this age, this should have been just what it is. And at this time, she got to go play, and you got to go and find other girls until you're about 28. And then at that age, you begin to take things a little bit more seriously if should a qualified woman show up. From 28, 29, 30 onwards is the time that you actually have enough understanding about yourself and the qualities they expect from a girl to start looking with a little bit of a serious look. Until then, don't bother. None of these are of the ones that you need to expect commitment or you commit to it. It's a nice time, it's an experience time, it's a warm up game to be ready for a time that a certain World Cup eventually comes to be a real tournament. So don't lose sleep on it. That was fine, appreciate it, and she can go. And that is the natural way at this age. It should end. At 22, you shouldn't be choosing someone for the life. So let it go. It might be hard a little bit because you're used to it, especially you're so fragile at this age that you're so committed, especially, at that age. Woman is so important, intimacy and all that makes me feel like a man at age 22. But all of that goes away when you start dating more girls. So it's time for you to move on and learn about what qualifications you expect from a woman. You won't know that until you date more women. So go on. Anto Sepion says, "Hey Meran, it's me from previous live stream. I have HOCD, but I'm 10 times better now thanks to you. There still is some worry, and it still feels real sometimes and scary, but it's a lot better." Many of you keep talking about it's scary. What is it scary? Because you think something else decides for you what your gender is. That's bullshit. You decide. So it doesn't matter how real it feels, how suggestions of the brain thoughts are. Ultimately, you're the only one who has the power to veto or choose something. So as long as you simply understand and you choose to be what you are, if you're heterosexual, then this is what you prefer. This is what your values are. This is what you want. This is what you are. And you choose to be that. Then it doesn't matter what really feels, what other suggestions show up in your brain. Nothing can change you because regardless of what other people may utter or what your brain may suggest or the images or the feelings that makes your body react to a thought that makes so real feeling and convince you of all, despite of all that, none of them have any power. They cannot force you to be something that you don't want to be. And you have decided, and you have been, and you want to be and prefer to be what you are, the gender that you are, then regardless of what brain's image or suggestions or influence on the body may be, it cannot do shit to you because you, ultimately you, which is separate than the brain, are the boss. Brain is not you. So when it suggests something, don't think, oh, it's been suggested, it's been decided for me. No, you decide. Not the suggestion of the brain, not the activity of the brain through thought, making your body feel something and taking that feeling as an evidence that the suggestion of the brain is correct. No. There are aspects of mind and you that the brain cannot even reach. Brain is not you. cannot make you. Can make your body feel something through thought and the power that it has over the body, but it's not the decision maker, it's not a gender maker. You are. You is the awareness that shows you the contradiction between who you are, what you prefer, what your values are, and what the brain suggests or makes you feel. That awareness that sees the contradiction between the two is you. And that's the one that makes the decision. So don't be afraid of, oh, it makes me feel real, so I'm afraid. Afraid of what? Ultimately, you can only make the decision, not whatever is suggesting that makes you afraid. What are you afraid of? It can just whack, 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 talk, suggest, make your body react to some kind of a thought because it has that power, but cannot make you choose something. You are the power. Do you understand that? The problem with most of you that suffer from OCD and subsets of OCD is that you think some other entity is capable to make a decision for you and change you despite of your values and your decision, your preferences. Separate the brain from you and understand the brain is not you, you're not the brain. Therefore, what brain makes thoughts are not you, even though they can affect the body's reaction by thought and bring feelings. When you understand that's a separate thing from you, then you're not afraid. You let the feeling come and go, doesn't matter what, because you have made your decision, your preference to be whatever gender it is that you've been and you want and you prefer to be and you like to be. All right. Ashley Wedderburn. Wedderburn. Hi, Aaron, male 30, London. A friend set me up with her friend. After getting to know her friend, I didn't want to pursue a relationship with her. I wanted to be friends. I found out after several weeks, they both blocked me on social media. I don't understand. I just wanted a friendship. Also, I'm getting to know someone else. But I want to just be friends with the girl my friend set me up with. It makes no sense. Well, because you've been kind of feeling that being blocked on social media means a certain kind of a thing, whatever it could mean, a rejection, devaluation of my points, social credit points, the bullshit that we are facing with. That's why you want to be friend with the one that your friend introduced to. Otherwise, she's got no value for you. If she doesn't want to be friend, which is what you want, the extent of it, the extent of the relationship we expect, if she doesn't want to be friend and she's blocked you, to hell with her. Why would you even want to be friends with someone who's so stupid or has such difference of expectations? Obviously, it means she wanted to hook up with you or go further, and you rejected her, so you didn't want to, which is a rejection for her. And she's reacting to that, you not choosing her. So really, there's nothing here for you to want to accomplish by getting her back. She's already reacting to the feeling that she couldn't get you, which is you were not willing to give her what she was expecting from that introduction, to be your girlfriend. You didn't want her. So, perfect. She blocked you as a reaction to kind of save face for herself. Fuck it. It doesn't matter. Don't judge yourself based on other people's behavior towards you. Judge yourself based on what it is that you want, and you've been honest about it and simple. And you're meeting another girl, and if you make it clear, not right off the bat, just sit down, have tea, says, by the way, I just want to have sex. Yeah, that's not the right way. You get to know each other, and then, a few times, you see each other and you assess that, okay, no, I don't want to be girlfriend, boyfriend with this girl, but I do want to have sex with her. Then you make her known at the appropriate moment that when you guys maybe end up kissing and so on, says, it's very nice. I just want to know that I'm not ready for a relationship, but of course I appreciate and I adore you at this time and would love to be intimate with you. Just want to know that I want to be clear and honest with you because I respect you. And in that way, she can make a decision if she wants to be intimate with you and just kind of a friend with benefits, or she just wants to say, no, that's not in line with what I have in mind, and that's it. Okay. But if she says okay, then, you know, it's good feeling that you've already disclosed that as a gentleman, but not when hello, my name is so and so. I just want to sleep with you. I don't want to be a girlfriend, boyfriend. All right, that's not the right way to do it. Because usually that's not going to work out. She's going to say, okay, bye, see you later. Okay. Dosti, I need to talk to you if you want. Make an appointment with me for a Skype consultation from my site, mind@seekstruth.com, so we can discuss it in detail. I don't know the reason for your stress, being stressed out, that affects your work or analytical abilities for games and so on. So these needs, it can be discussed freely here, and there's not enough time that I can pay attention to. So if you like, make an appointment, guys. If it's not within a couple of back and forth discussion here, you guys need to go to my site, mind@seekstruth.com, make an appointment for Skype consultation, and we'll explore what's concerning you one-on-one on Skype. Okay, there's my site here for everyone. That's where you make an appointment. For all new clients, when you make an appointment for 1 hour consultation, I add another 30 minutes on me, so we won't have to rush and we'll have enough time to get acquainted and see your situation and what concerns you, and then we'll discuss it one-on-one on Skype. Lucas, 25, France, male, says, Hi, Meron. Bonjour, Lucas. Comment ça va aujourd'hui or ce soir? And Holy Shit says, Thank you, Meron, for advising me so in detail. Really means a lot to me. Good. Delighted to hear that. Make sure you promote the channel. God damn it, you guys. We're going to die without anybody know that we ever exist, while we have so much support here on this channel, on free videos, on free um, live streams, and on um, private appointments through my site um, for Skype consultations. So let the people know that this channel exists. I can't, obviously, I can't get it going any further. That's the extent of it. Look, out of all the valuable videos and support material that we offer on this channel, we have 11 people here. And if people knew about this channel, we should have had 11,000 or 1,000 people here right on this live stream. But why we don't, I don't know. Are we shadow banned? Or so I need your help, guys, to promote this channel. If you really feel it's got values here and you really benefit from it every time that you come here, I think I'm a good host. I'm gracious and I pay attention and I care about all of you guys. So if you guys think of this channel to be your own channel, something that we are using through our lives on day-to-day basis, then promote it whatever you can, however you can, legally. All right. Prithu Barua says, Hello, Mehran. How are you? Thank you very much, Prithu. Don't forget to put your gender, age, and where you're tuning in from, because I forget. I know that you've been here before, but I forget the credentials. And those diseases, I had HOCD too, but I'm almost fully recovered from it because of ERP, and I'm the boss now. I don't listen to my brain anymore, even if my brain tells me I'm gay. I know what I want. That's the most important. That's my boy. Good for you. Aman says, I had no fake attraction for many long time, but the moment when yesterday it suddenly started fake attraction, it felt somebody injected a chemical inside my blood. My whole world feels like change. No, it's because you still haven't understood that there's a separation between brain and you. So you think a suggestion which triggers the way you used to handle and believe in what the brain was suggesting, and it just reminds you of how you used to treat these instances, and it triggers you on that memory. Not that you're the same as before, because you have a better understanding now than you did then, but it just triggers you to where you were then. So bring yourself back to now and understand that you've dealt with that, you've managed and understood and defeated that way of brain trying to convince you. You've already beyond that, and bring yourself to the moment before the trigger. The trigger takes you back where you were then. Take yourself back when you realize that's what has happened. Bring you back to today, having noticing that you've already dealt with that kind of a um, um, unawareness at the time that it was affecting you, and bring you back and focus on the fact that you're now aware that all that was false, and you have been able to manage and understand that it was false. So now you don't trigger your allow triggers to take you back to there. Bring your consciousness back to the now, which is aware that all that was bullshit, and then you start bringing yourself back out of the trigger. Um, Ashley says, thank you, Mehran. I have been on your platform for 6 months. Your videos have great content. I appreciate that, Ashley, but you know what? We don't get the love that we deserve. We have, as much as is wonderful that we have opportunity to help 12 people here, but I feel it should be 1,200. Somehow our channel is moving very slow, speed. We have like about 25,000. Let me see. Let me check right now. How many do we have actually? Um, we have 24,959. We need another 41 to hit 25,000. Like this month, we had 192 new subscribers. 192, I used to have, when it was a day that it was just started, 500 a month, and now 192 with 3,000 videos. It doesn't make sense, and our videos are definitely helpful. So somehow we need some promotion. If you guys can do it, great. Lydia Diolots is here, says great videos. Lydia, thank you, dear. Let me know your age, gender, and which city or country you're watching the videos from, so we'll know a little bit about you, at least through this interaction. By the way, guys, I mentioned before, if you guys are interested to have a group session, so instead of having a private Skype consultation, I'm trying to put a feature on my site where you can click on and enter into a group session as scheduled, and of course pay a lesser fee than a private consultation, but we'll have like 10, 15 people maximum, and there will be ample hours for each person to ask a few questions. So in that way, it will be more affordable for you guys who can't allocate that kind of a budget for consultation, and at the same time, it will be available more often than, and it's more private than the live streams, and it more focused on those number of people. We could have maybe maximum 10 or number. I could have different schedules. But if you guys are interested in that sort of thing, drop me a note, either in comments or right here. Like put a one means yes, I would love a group session. It will cost me less, but at the same time, I'd be able to use it more. Or two, like no, you're not interested. Gives me indication to add that feature to the site or not, and then it'll be more of a support for people who are going through breakups or intrusive thoughts of different kind, OCD, HOCD, whatnot, and we'll have themes for that session: OCD, HOCD, or subsets of OCD, or breakups, relationships. So people who are there, they're all, sharing the same kind of a topic of the discussion. So go ahead and put a one if you like that idea, and if you don't, put a two. While I answer other questions, good, Dosti. That's the way to go. Dosti says, I never thought I ever gonna recover from HOCD, but with the help from my psychologist, I learned to think realistic. I don't know what the trigger point, but it doesn't matter. I don't care anymore what my brain tells me. Good for you. And just Mike says, hey guys, what happened to the answer? Only Aman responded one. Did you guys not hear me? Or you don't care what I say? Just Mike says, hi Meran, male 33 from Germany. Ah, guten Tag. Or it's nighttime there, isn't it? Says, I happened to be in a relationship for 4.5 years. After 1.5 year, I moved to her parents' house to be with her and build a relationship. Oh, that's a mistake. How is it working? Moving to her parents' house, it doesn't give you that image that she has of you or you have of yourself to be the man for her. Instead, makes it look like you're one of the children of the house. And bit by bit, she might actually not look at you as the man for her, but as someone who is, you know, eating off of her parents' food table. And in other words, it's not independent. Women want someone who's independent. And by that move, at age 33, that's, I don't know. I don't think that's going to work out fine. So, what's the rest of the story? Later on, I started to experience severe depression because of permanent stress in my job. Also, the living situation in her parents' house didn't allow. After 4 years, we got engaged. Didn't allow, and after 4 years, we got engaged. Okay, moving to her parents' house was a wrong choice. It doesn't give you independence unless if you have a job, then she should get a job, and then together you share, you get an apartment for yourself. How cheap doesn't matter, how small doesn't matter, but it's you and her, and you will see her as the woman of the house. She'll see you as the man of the house. In her parents' place, you're at the mercy of her parents. Don't do this like kids. It's not going to work. uh Says 3 months later, we had our wedding planned completely. 2 days after we received our wedding ring, she broke up with me and canceled our wedding. She said she can't do this anymore. Yeah, because, I don't know what went to her brain. I don't know. But what you said, the breakup and the loss of imagined future and building a family with her increased my state of depression further. Don't know how to deal with this loss. Any advice? Thank you. It's not a loss, it's a gain. You have no pressure now. You don't have to worry about where you live. You don't have to worry about providing for her now that you're not ready. You don't have a place. You're still living with her parents, or at least you were. And all that caused you fear and anxiety, but you wanted her to be with her. So you weren't ready. So it's best to focus on your job, make it very simple for you. You have only one responsibility, to make money. And then when you find someone who actually you're independent, you have your own place, I don't care how small, but your own place, and then she will look at you differently. She will desire you as a man of her house or her life. And then you will have the image that you deserve to have. But being under stress for your job and living in her parents and trying to comply with their rules and trying to also look manly to her and all that, it wasn't it wasn't the right thing anyhow. So don't bother. Don't be sad about it at all. Jubilant, because all the stress has gone away. Why do you want to have a relationship and marry to a woman who does this? 2 days before a wedding? Are you fucking crazy? You joking? That woman who cannot see her opinion to be expressed much earlier than when it gets to the finish line, it's not worth committing anything to. She's not a girl who can be relied on, because obviously she had ample time to say no, but she was going through the whole motion until 2 days before, after you get the rings. What is she's nuts? Not reliable. So you actually lucked out. It's time to celebrate, because that woman would have caused lots of other problems. So move on. You gain a lottery. That's how you should look at it. As much as I know you're suffering because of the intimacy and you're used to her, lived in her parents and felt like a family, all that bullshit, none of them was really proper. You should have your own place, independent. And when you have a relationship with a woman, she should see you as an independent man, not living in her parents' home. And then she should also be able to offer, bring about the fruits of her labor. She has a job, she brings money to the apartment, pays for the rent or pays for the food or things. So you share things and get used to this. What was she doing? She wasn't paying anything to her parents. It's not a real independent woman to be in a relationship with. If she wants to live in her parents and date with you, fine, not a problem. But once you're in a relationship, you don't move in there, because then she looks like that she doesn't have to do anything, that she thinks that she's providing everything, but she's not. Her parents are. And then she picks on you that you're not doing this, you're not doing that. Well, what are you doing? You're eating off of your parents too. So that was not the right move for you. And in fact, it showed that she's not really as supportive as you think she is. She's also feeding her parents and she's boasting about as if she's providing that part of the deal. So unreliable. She had all the chances to say no. She didn't, and waited until last moment. And usually, you know, in any case, you lucked out, and you got to be very happy that this happened before marriage. Because if she was going to do it now, and she must have probably thought about it all through it, but she couldn't do it, and eventually push comes to shove, and she says, "No, I don't want to do it." Then she was going to do it after marriage anyhow. So it's good that it happened now. So you're free to go and build your life. And you're just very young, 33. So another few years, you find somebody new, a new relationship. Well, 4.5 5 years of relationship at age 33. That means you got to know her at age 27. Age 27, you're just still not really settled in your life as far as your career. Obviously, you have stress with your job. I don't know what kind of job it is, but it's probably financial money. You don't have enough money. That's why you move to her parents. Otherwise, if you had money and you could have your own apartment, then you didn't have to move in there. But maybe she didn't want to come and live with you. She wanted you to move with her parents. That was very silly. So obviously, in any way you look at her, she was not prepared. She was not mature enough. She's not ready enough. And now she does this stupid thing. Let her go. Anybody who cancels 2 days before marriage is not a reliable person. Thank God she did that, so you know who she is, what she's all about, and you didn't risk your life on her or build a life around her, someone who's unreliable to the point that she cancels 2 days before. She could have canceled 2 months, 3 months, a year before. So you haven't lost anything. You've gained everything. You gained your life back. Now your stress will be diminished. If you handle it well, your depression will go away. If you start exercising and go to your doctor, to do a blood test to see if you have any chemical imbalance, if you need any kind of a pills. And if you don't, and the doctor says, no, you're clear, you just have depression for whatever the reason, then go to the gym, exercise to your fitness level, healthy, and do things that you like to do, and bring hopes and values by focusing on your careers and things that you like to do, get new friends, and change the atmosphere and the energy of your life, and find new mechanical processes, new things that you're interested in. And through that, you create a new order in life. Right now, the order of your life has been broken. That gives you depression because it's not the same as before, because the mind finds security in the order of life. Now, order of life, as it was for the past 4.5 years, is broken. So you feel that you want to keep going into the memory because the order of life is recorded in the memory, and you will feel safe in the memory. So you will always go in there. And going in there will deprive you from interacting with real life, which brings you depression because you become secluded. You sit there and keep going in the memory because in the memory, there's an old order of life, and the brain finds security in there. So you sit there. And while you're sitting there feeling secure, because order is the same, and the brain cannot tell the difference between actuality and virtuality. So when you're in the memory, brain feels, okay, everything's good here. And when you're there and relaxed and don't want to do anything else, that's why you just find refuge in the memory. You also see her. When you see her, the desire file is triggered with the prerequisite for desire to be born. It's also recorded in the brain as available there. So when you see her, it triggers that file. The file opens, and the brain thinks all the prerequisites for desire to be fulfilled is again fulfilled. So it desires her. It doesn't desire her because of her. It desires her because you allowed the prerequisite file for desire to be born to be triggered by sitting in the memory. And in the memory, she's part of that whole order. And you see her, and that triggers the file that makes you desire her. So get out of that memory by creating new mechanical processes, new hobbies, new interests, new things that you want to do in your life, in during your daily life. And that new things that you become acquainted with and you like to do and bring them into your life creates a new routine. And the new routine brings a new order. And the new order now is created so the brain doesn't have to go to the memory to feel secure because there is a new order. And in this order, the brain finds security, doesn't go into the memory anymore, and doesn't feel secluded, doesn't trigger the desire for whoever is in the memory, and you will be free from this ordeal. And you go on and find new rhythm and new girlfriends, possibly, and new hobbies and new energy to your life. All right. Having said that, we go to Roxana Gomez says, hello, just wanted to say when I went through a breakup 4 years ago, I listened to your videos nonstop. They were so helpful. Thank you. You're quite welcome, Roxana. Thank you very much for being here, sharing this with us. I appreciate that. And I love you too. Young Stash says, hello, Young Stash. Is there an old stash? All right. So, guys, it's 1 hour and 29 minutes we've been here. It looks like that it's time for me to end the live stream. And please do promote the channel and the videos you like on your social media, however you can. Otherwise, we wither and die without anybody know what we ever existed. This supportive channel has got lots of good contents, and I'm sure you guys can benefit from it, whether it's about breakups, relationship, or OCD and thoughts and consciousness, fear, desire, ego, and whatnot. And it's been helpful to thousands, and I hope it can be helpful to more, but it needs your help to promote the channel. Otherwise, we'll go unnoticed. Elijah Stanik says, hello, Meran. I'm 30-year-old from Serbia. My name is Elijah or Ligia. And let me know if you're male or female, because I am not quite, I can't see the thumbnail is very small. You have a picture there, and I can't know the names if they are female or male names. Says, why I think that I feel attraction when I see a gay man, and then I get really anxious and scared of that thought. My anxiety is infused to that girl I liked. Oh, you're talking about this amount. Okay. I've got many, many videos discussing this, Ligia. And it's a little bit longer story. We're now at the end of our broadcast. So I don't have that energy anymore to go through the whole. It's a long discussion. That's why I have two main playlists on the channel. One is called Intrusive Thoughts, Transient Thoughts, OCD, HOCD, Negative Thoughts, which talks about the interpretation of thoughts that show up and why you think the way you think, as you mentioned here, is also included there. And the other one is the playlist that doesn't discuss interpretation of thoughts. It discusses the separation and proves the separation of the brain and you, so you don't have to even take the brain seriously at all, at the images or the feelings that it creates or the suggestions or thoughts that it appears in the screen of your head. So, and that playlist is called Intrusive OCD, HOCD short videos. None of them are short, but That's the that's the name of the playlist. That will help you a lot in that way. Uh, yeah, Ila says, "I understand, Mehran, you're a human being." Yeah, I'm kind of winding down. I want to go on my walk because my cholesterol has gone up, and I've taken the regimen of eating not meat and just beans, and my shake and fruits and berries, and then I go for a 8 kilometer walk, which about 2 kilometers of it is a uphill 45-degree angle, almost 40-degree, 45-degree angle. It's tough, and I go at the end, but it's I've been doing that for 8 times now, and I'm trying to get that whole circulation and the cardiovascular workout, and plus the gym workout. I go to the gym as I always did, and so before the day is over and sun is gone, I want to get on with the day, and so that's why I think it's time for me to pass on this question, if you don't mind, Hila. But I have it already answered on the channel. Please go through them, and if you still wanted to, you can come to the live stream again. I'd be more than happy to respond to questions that you have, or you can go on my site, as I put the site, mindthatseekstruth.com. Mindthatseekstruth.com. Make an appointment for a Skype chat, and we'll discuss what's concerning you one on one on Skype. Ila, the live stream would be again next week at 1 o'clock on Saturday, Vancouver time, or I could have some surprise ones that I don't know when. That's why it's called surprise. And I just could open up a live stream. I'm not sure when, but I try to make a few during the week and so on. So, but in the meantime, again, the answer to your question is already in that first playlist. There's so many titles, about 30 of them specifically for that. They have numbers, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, up to 29 or something like that. So you can see the titles and see, you can just even hit in the search engine HOCD, not the playlist, but the playlist would be easier, HOCD, and see how many titles come, and read the title and see which one pertains to your question, and there you go. But in that playlist, you can see the number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and then, but the other playlist, which is showing you, proving to you, based on the experiments that Dr. Speary, Dr. Penfield, Dr. Owen, Dr. Libet has done, is the accumulation of projects that these experts in neuroscience and neurosurgery have done, and was put together by Dr. Ignar. And I used that and enhanced on it and put a new video on, which helps you to understand the separation of the brain and you, which helps you to know that what brain suggests, the images that brought to you, has got nothing to do with your inclination, with your preferences, with your values. You are separate from the brain. So brain suggesting whatever it suggests, it has no bearing on who you are, because who you are is not the brain. Brain is not you, you're not the brain. As it's been also discussed in the book of the Brain Lock by Dr. Schwartz, and who is the expert in OCD and understanding the separation between brain and you. And then, of course, further with Dr. Anne Grable's studies and experiments in the laboratory through her graduate student, postgraduate student, Carl Smith, talking about the neuroscience of habit. So it shows you how malfunction of the signaling system in the brain works through Dr. Schwartz's research, and also shows you neuroscience of habit with Dr. Anne Grable's experiments, and how their OCD and habits are connected in the role of dopamine, role of compulsion and obsession, and the role of goal finding, reward center, and habit center, which are all on striatum in midbrain in basal ganglia, and they're all connected. So every time you do a compulsion, every time you entertain these thoughts as any value, you're actually getting a relief by dealing with it, whatever compulsion may be, mental or physical, and then that creates dopamine. And then after a while, you responded to these obsessions not because of the compulsion, not because you just want to, just because you want to get the dopamine. And after a while, doing this for 1,000 times, then it becomes your habit to pay attention to these intrusive thoughts. You think you have to pay attention. Why? Because it's become your habit. This is why it's very important to deal with them and understand them through knowledge of psychology and through knowledge of the experts, and then to be able to stop paying attention to these intrusive thoughts as if they have any validity or reality to them, but understanding this is the power of the brain that can make the body react to a thought, and then that reaction of the body, emotional or physical, will act as an evidence for you that the thought was correct. However, the thought was not correct, was just an intrusive thought. It's a malfunction of the signaling system of the brain that doesn't deal with the intrusive thought, as it's designed automatically to shut it down. As I've explained before, caudate nucleus in the striatum is designed to shut down intrusive thoughts. When it doesn't, a malfunction in the signaling system of the brain, then the thought hovers. When it hovers, you think it must mean something. It must come from above and telling me I'm not what I've always been or what I prefer to be. You give value, meaning to it, rather than focusing on the malfunction of the signaling system of the brain. And these are some of the reasons. And also, when the amygdala sends the emotional danger signals, which are because it's overactive, but there is no danger, but it sends a signal anyhow. So there are signals when there is no danger, and then prefrontal cortex sees there is a signal danger coming from amygdala, but there's no narrative, there's no scenario to it. So it says, well, what can I do for this person who gets the danger signals from its amygdala to see, to do something about it? Because obviously there's a danger because amygdala says so. So prefrontal cortex says, I got to make something to fit the danger signal. So what's the most dangerous thing to this person? Sexuality, identity. So I'm going to make some kind of a scenario, narrative for this danger signal that comes. And then you take that narrative as that this danger signal is correct. And then you panic. It's all about your amygdala, caudate nucleus, intrusive thoughts, signaling system, and then understanding all that and the fact that you're not the brain is not you, you're a separate system, completely separate system, then it eases you down to realize that I got to deal to help the brain to rewire itself because it's not functioning as it was designed and it always did, rather than believing what the malfunctioning entity, the organ, the brain is talking about, as if it's you. You're not the brain is not you. That is explained in my other video. And here it is a link of a very important video that I just described to you, which can help you see the difference between you and the brain, and that helps you out to deal with this when you are aware of the separation of the brain and you, which I have many videos on that in that playlist, helps you to see that thoughts are not you, brain is not you, you're not the brain, and you're not thoughts. And now I pretty much answered your question. Saved you a few $100s to talk to me, and that's good. There it is. There's the link for that video that you might want to take a look at. It's 48 minutes, and take your favorite beverage and sit down and relax with it and just enjoy the information. And Ila says, okay, and on email we could talk about prices. No, it's already set uh, in my site. It just shows the prices of packages you can choose. Okay, so now I explained as much as I could, Ila. I hope that is helpful to you. And by all means, you need to talk to me further, you go to the site and, of course, make an appointment. And as I mentioned, for any new client, for 1 hour registration, I'll add another 30 minutes at least. So we'll have ample time. We don't have to hurry. And that would be on me. So, Just Mike says, thank you, Mehran. I appreciate your advice. My pleasure. And you're quite welcome, Ila. Okay, guys, it's time for me to say I love you all. Thank you very much for being here and allowing me to share a thing or two with you. Don't forget to promote the channel any way you can on your social media, whatever. Let people know that support is here. And we have a complete support, 3,000 videos on the channel about thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, ego, mechanical process, order, OCD, HOCD, relationship, breakups, and the role of the psyche and all that. So until next time that we have our live stream again, be good to yourself and to the others. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Subscribe on my channel, visit my channel, and go through the videos that you might be interested in. Mind that seekstruth.com is making it one step away to talk to me one-on-one on Skype and discuss what's concerning you. I'll talk to you soon.